Well, if this weekend was any indication, prepare for a tumultuous summer travel season.
Thousands of flights were canceled beginning Thursday, and thousands more were delayed. Why is the airline industry struggling, and how long will it be this way? Good question. Our Jeff Wagner has some tips so that you're prepared for potential problems.
Stress.
How would you describe your traveling this weekend?
And air travel.
I ended up having to stay last night in the DC airport.
Go hand in hand.
They totally just said delay. And I'm like, it's so early. How is it delayed,
Adrena Taylor and Evan Eustace
Took me about 3 or 4 flights before I was able to finally get on one.
Are just two.
And then I had to wait 5 hours in my last layover,
of the many who weathered an avalanche of problems this weekend. At least 14,000 flights were delayed or canceled.
Yeah, it certainly is unprecedented.
David Daig is an aviation expert.
We have pent-up demand, and we don't have a lot of supply.
Demand is everyone eager to travel this summer. Supply would be workers, specifically pilots.
What has led to the pilot shortage?
The pilot shortage was looming in the background for quite a few years, even before COVID.
When the pandemic started, airlines gave older pilots buyout packages. More continue to retire, outpacing new hires.
I really say that the system requires about 10,000 new pilots a year, and we're about half that.
The FAA requires pilots to retire at 65 years old. Daig says there's now talks of raising it to 67 to stem the shortage. Training pilots also takes considerable time. Commercial pilots need 1,500 hours of flight time.
You could go to a 4-year school and get flight training while getting your college degree, and you may get 300 hours.
I mean, you can have all the planes in the world, but if you don't have the people to run them, then they're worthless.
From gate agents to air traffic controllers, all corners of an airport are in need of workers.
COVID is still around, and so when staff get sick, they're out.
Might you adjust how you book flights in the future if this is what it's going to be like?
If I'm booking flights, I'm probably taking 6 a.m.s from now on.
Like Evan said, booking the earliest flight helps you better avoid delays and buy you more time if one happens. Try to fly nonstop if possible, since connecting flights create more chances for disruption. And get to the airport early, so if a cancellation happens, you're one of the first passengers able to find a new flight.
Patience is clearly going to be
Jeff Wagner,
key for this summer.
WCCO 4 News.
Daig says the delays and cancellations will persist this summer. The pilot shortage, however, could last years. If you have a good question for Jeff, you can email him by visiting WCCO.com/links.